Welcome back, all you kings, queens, and in-betweens to another Should You Watch video here on the channel. And today we are going to talk about Season 2 about is it wrong to try and pick up girls in a dungeon, also known in a broader sense as DanMachi. So we have finished Season 2 in our binge of the DanMachi universe. And Elaine, what do you think about the Season 2 of the show?
I don't believe Season 2 is as strong as Season 1. I think a lot of that stems from the fact that they tried to shove 3 arcs into one season that was a shorter season, and they didn't really give any time for those stories to unfold and to breathe and for us to care about the most important characters featured in each section of the season. It's like, here's this bad thing that's happening. Okay, I just met you. Oh, Bell just met you too, but wants to do nice things for you? Wait, why? Like, it just needed a little more breathing room.
I agree. I definitely think they needed to space this out a little bit more, but I'm kind of mixed on that because I didn't really want any of this to go into another season. So I'm kind of glad we got these 3 little subplots done in this season. The only one that I actually really enjoyed overall was probably the last one, which was 3 episodes. I did not appreciate the middle one. I thought that was a slog to get through. I didn't like it. I didn't like the characters. I can understand why it may be important in the grand scheme of things, but it doesn't really appeal to me overall.
You mean collecting more waifus for the harem doesn't appeal to you?
I mean, they only got one new waifu.
We're getting more.
And I understand the first arc and what that was all about, and I kind of liked that one more. It was also relatively short, but it was basically like, here, let's do this thing to give us a new HQ. That was essentially the point of that whole first arc, which was again, 3 episodes, 4 episodes, something like that. Overall, I was not a huge fan of this season. I think that the characterization was still strong, but there was 100% less dungeon than should be in this dungeon show, and I think that was the thing that was really getting me all out of sorts.
I think this season had a lot of potential if they really took the time to expand the parts of the story that needed to be expanded and then weed out the bits that really did not need to be there. Because meeting a new character is always important. You have to assume that they have some sort of importance, even if it's just a sort of connective tissue type thing. And we didn't really get any of that because there wasn't time to get any of that. And then on top of that, there really wasn't any time in the dungeon. I don't know if there was the equivalent of a quarter of an episode spent in the dungeon the entire season.
There was 2 scenes in the dungeon in the whole season, which is kind of ridiculous for this show that spent most of its time in season 1 in the dungeon.
Maybe Bell's tired of the dungeon. He's like, I need to stop being so innocent. Ironically, the part I liked the most was at the end when Hestia was talking to Bell and they had a real conversation about their relationship. And he got to have those real conversations with other gods as well that not only developed them, but helped establish him as a person and why he feels a certain way and thinks the way he does.
I will agree that in the 3rd arc, that was the part that I liked the most, was that last episode and the discussions that happened there. And I had the teary eyes during some parts during that episode.
I think we needed more of that, especially in the 2nd arc when you're trying to form a relationship that's driven by desire to help somebody out. We needed more of that and less
everything else. So overall, should people continue the DanMachi experience after season 1 and watch this season?
I'm going to give it one more season to get its stuff together. And if it doesn't, I'm done. Because it's been going downhill since season 1, and I don't like it.
I'm going to say that you should watch this because I think it's going to pay off, and I don't think you can skip this. I'm going to say you should watch it so you can continue with the experience. But it definitely is not as good as season 1. I did not enjoy it as much as season 1. Though that ending probably got me more emotional than anything in season 1. Something you should always watch and never skip is this Should You Watch content here on the channel. Comment down below. Let us know. Are you a veteran DanMachi watcher or are you watching along with us? Subscribe so you don't miss any of this content going forward and ring that bell so you know what's up, and we will catch you in the next one.
Bye, guys.